According to CBI sources, Manish Sisodia will be produced in court after 2 p.m. So it will be afternoon when all action will be at the Rouse Avenue court. He could be, there are options, presented in person or through video conferencing depending on the law and order situation. And I say law and order because remember, we could be expecting hundreds of supporters of the Aam Aadmi Party. We could actually have some protesters from the BJP too. So depending on how the status is, Manish Sisodia will be produced at the Rouse Avenue court. Manish Sisodia, and this could be, remember, how it pans out for the court. Does CBI get custody or not? Munish Pandey, who's tracking the agencies closely, has got us this information. Munish, over to you. What are we expecting from the CBI? How many days possibly will they be asking and appealing for a custody? How will the Aam Aadmi Party want to ensure Manish Sisodia does not get that custody for the CBI?
Well, Pooja, remember last evening around 7:15, Manish Sisodia was arrested by the Central Bureau of Investigation based on the evidence, what they are claiming at this point of time. But as far as the production of Manish Sisodia is concerned, his medical is being done at the CBI headquarters, keeping the law and order situation in mind, and he is not being taken to hospital. As far as producing him before the court is concerned, what we have been given to understand by our sources within the CBI is that so far the decision is to produce him physically before the court post 2 p.m. this afternoon. But the police has also sought opinion from the CBI has also sought opinion from the police, and after getting the exact picture of how the law and order situation is going to be, they will be deciding whether to produce him physically or through video conferencing. Why I am saying this and why the CBI is saying this? Because there is an assumption that Aam Aadmi Party workers may come out on the road. They may create ruckus before the outside the
heavy deployment. There's already heavy deployment of Delhi police and paramilitary. Munish, stay on with me because Gopal Rai of the Aam Aadmi Party is currently speaking. Let's listen in. That's the first reaction this morning that has come from the Aam Aadmi Party. Gopal Rai since the beginning has been with Manish Sisodia and Arvind Kejriwal since the Anna Andolan and before that as well. Let's listen in to Gopal Rai.
साथियों, जैसा आप जानते हैं, कल दिल्ली के शिक्षा मंत्री मनीष सिसोदिया जी को गिरफ्तार किया गया। कई लोग कह रहे हैं कि गिरफ्तारी हुई है, कानून पे भरोसा नहीं है क्या? हमें सब कुछ पे भरोसा है, लेकिन देश के प्रधानमंत्री को कानून पे भरोसा नहीं है। इसलिए मनीष सिसोदिया जी की तो गिरफ्तारी होती है, लेकिन अडानी से यारी जारी है। उनके खिलाफ जांच क्यों नहीं हो रही? उनके खिलाफ कोई कार्रवाई क्यों नहीं हो रही? इसलिए पूरा देश ये पूछ रहा है कि आखिर क्या इस गंदी राजनीति से देश आगे बढ़ेगा।
So that is Gopal Rai, who's also a minister in the Delhi government, but also has been a close aide of both Arvind Kejriwal, Manish Sisodia since the beginning of that. Manish Sisodia to be produced in the court after 2 p.m. Let's quickly bring in Rahul Srivastav for a perspective on that. Rahul, this is politics, this is political speak. They're of course charging at each other. But this liquor gate controversy is also very interesting. You introduce a policy, you bring in private tenders, businessmen get involved, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana gets involved. And then a year later you scrap it because you realize at some level it's not gone to the manner in which it was expected and corruption allegations bring in. So clearly CBI latched on to something that became trouble.
See, one thing, yes, definitely the CBI, whatever it has latched on to, it has arrested a very senior minister in the government. It will have to prove it in the courts.
Absolutely.
Now the key here is, there are two elements involved. How long Manish Sisodia is in jail? Now, we have seen in the case of Satyendra Jain that one way or the other, eventually he's staying there. If that's going to happen, that's a problem for the Aam Aadmi Party. The second element is, I have one thing which has become very noticeable over the last few years, is that ED, CBI, all these agencies, they do move in against political opponents, but the prosecution rate is terrible. The prosecution rate is terrible. Now, if the CBI fails to prove something substantive against Manish Sisodia or Satyendra Jain, and it does not stand the scrutiny of law, I think then the government is in trouble, because you cannot target political opponents to a point. You know, it's like spit and run.
And it's a clear advantage to Aam Aadmi Party to say that this was a witch hunt.
That is again, that's where lies the catch. That will Aam Aadmi Party be able to prove the innocence or Manish Sisodia prove his innocence? Because see what is happening. two of the key ministers with two of the key policy thrusts of the government, health and education, which was largely what is called the Delhi model, which Arvind Kejriwal is taking everywhere, has both the ministers are in jail. The budget, the last one before the next Lok Sabha elections, which Arvind Kejriwal might have liked to make it big and splashy, will suffer because now Manish Sisodia is in jail. Third, the major projects in the state, in Delhi, employment, Clean Yamuna, water to all homes, e-health cards, pathological tests for seniors free, all problematic because Manish Sisodia is not there. Now Manish will have, Arvind Kejriwal will have to find a good replacement. G20 related 8 big events are there in Delhi, for which road, flyovers, everything has to be modernized. I think this is a setback. Arvind Kejriwal cannot depend on in future whether charges can be unproved against.
Could be years later.
It can be sometime later. It is the now, battle for now in the next few months that Arvind Kejriwal will have to take.
And this is a crucial year, remember, there are elections lined up. It's already started, but it could be for Aam Aadmi Party's national ambitions that it was planning. Whether this will be a setback or whether Arvind Kejriwal will have a strategy up its ally, it is going to be big development coming in.